We have question 20, and there's a calculator permitted in this question. You have to solve this trigonometric equation in the range 0 to 360. Make sure the calculator is on degrees mode. Until you get to higher, you won't be using the radians, so make sure that the calculator is not in radians. So we want to solve this, and we want to get cosine on its own. Now if you make a sketch of the graph of y equals cosine of x, the maximum is 1 and the minimum is -1. So we want to get this equation in the form cosine of x equals n. And n must be between -1 and 1. So we have the -2 on the left hand side. If we add 2 to the left hand side, we cancel out and we just get 5 cosine of x. But we must add the -2 to the opposite side. So I will add on the 2 to both sides and -2. But we divide by 5 to get rid of the fact that the 5 is being multiplied on the left hand side. And the golden rule of equations is do the same to both sides. So -2/5 lies between -1 and 1 as required. But now what we do is we take the inverse cosine. On the calculator it will be labelled cos -1 or INV cos. So it's going to be one of the two, but check your model and make sure you know which button it's going to be. Regardless of if this number is positive or negative, remember we get into this form with an n. So regardless of if the fact if n is positive or negative, we take the inverse cosine of the positive, also known as the modulus. So the modulus of a number is just the positive. So if a number is positive, the modulus is just the number. If a number is negative, to find the modulus, you multiply by -1 to get the positive. So the modulus of -2/5 is 2/5. And you then type this into the calculator and making sure the answer is in degrees, we get 66.4218 degrees. We have to use what's known as a cast diagram to then solve the equation itself. You may either know this as a cast diagram or what's known as all sinners take care. But the way I was taught in school and the way I will use is the cast diagram, so CAST going anti-clockwise. And what this means is A stands for all. So this means that the sine, I'm going to do this in blue. So the sine is positive, the tan is positive, and the cosine is positive. If it's in blue, it's positive, and if it's in green, it's negative. In the S quadrant, the sine is positive. In this one, the tan is positive, and in this one, the cosine is positive. But the other ones will be negative. Minus 2/5 is negative, so cosine of x is negative. So we have to check which quadrants is the cosine negative. Well, it's positive in A and C. It's negative in this one and this one. And we found this here, 66.4218. In this quadrant, the quadrant labelled A, we're talking about this one, the angle will be just the angle that the calculator gave you, so 66.4218. But because the cosine is positive in this quadrant, that can't be one of the solutions. In this quadrant, the S quadrant, the angle is 180 minus the value given on the calculator. But the cosine is negative in this quadrant, so the value given in the S quadrant is one of the solutions. So we take 180 minus and I'm going to call the angle that we got by the calculator, we're going to call this alpha. It's like a fish symbol. So 180 minus alpha is a solution. The T quadrant, C is negative, or the cosine is negative, so this will give a solution, and the angle in this one is 180 plus alpha. And in the other quadrant, the C quadrant, the cosine is positive, so we cannot use that to get a solution. But if we could, the angle in this one would be 360 minus alpha. But we can't use that one, so we can use the 180 minus alpha and 180 plus are the two solutions. So 180 minus alpha and 180 plus. Remember, alpha is the angle you got on the calculator, so that is 180 minus 66.4218. Or 180 plus 66.4218. So plug both of them into the calculator and The first one you get is 113.5782, or you get 246.4218. I think we're best off rounding these to one decimal place. So I'm going to use x equals, well, x is 113.6, or 6.4, and that is to one decimal place, and those are the final answers. So I hope you found this video useful, and best of luck with the studying. Thanks for watching.